I've never been one to buy like name brand stuff. I'm not willing to spend a premium for just a logo or a brand.
I'll be honest with you, I have been that person when I was 19 years old, and it's cool. Hey guys, Bryson here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going back to NBC Millennial Money and finding out exactly how this guy spends his money on $120,000 income in Sunnyvale, California, or Sunny Valley, California. I really don't know names, honestly. But overall, whenever I hear a high income like this and I hear California, I just hear wasted. Because a lot of the times things are so expensive to the point where a high income national average above just is like, oh yeah, taxes, state taxes. And then, for example, the homes are crazy expensive, the food also, everything's so expensive. So it just kind of kills me inside. But let's find out if this guy found a frugal way though to save money in California, which I doubt, but we're gonna watch and find out. All right, without further ado, guys, like, subscribe, hit the bell, shit notified. Let me get my headphones and let's get set up right here. And yeah, very professional, guys. I know, you see the fan back here, carpet down here. We are professional. It's like a whole studio, honestly, right? I'm just joking, honestly. All right, but let's let's watch together, guys.
My dream that I would announce to everyone was
By the way, guys, this is the guy that I've seen several times, and most likely you also, on Instagram. He makes videos also on the internet. I'm not sure what else he does, but he makes like little videos with his wife, and they are hilarious. They're like my favorite videos, okay? And by the way, I say little videos because there are little videos. It's like a minute to like 30 seconds or so on. I don't mean little as in, like, hey, these are just tiny videos or what. No, that's not what I mean. That's not how I mean it, all right? Screwdriver on deck. Let's go.
Wanted to be a professional basketball player. Deep down inside, I mean, you could tell by this joke book that I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. And
Oh, he has a joke book. That's awesome. And by the way, joke books are pretty cool. It's like having a cookbook. It helps.
I wouldn't tell anyone because I couldn't imagine what my Asian mother would think if I told her I wanted to be a stand-up comedian.
Or a basketball player. I mean, they're both bad. They're both very risky. This 31-year-old lives on $120,000 a year. And he has this whole t-shirt called Cheap. I wish I would have made that up, but I didn't. Let's collaborate. Let's collaborate if you're watching this video so I can steal your merchandise. Here's how he spends his money. Millennial money.
My name is Jay Wei. I'm 31 years old. I live in Sunnyvale.
Cheap Preem. Oh, this is so cool. Is that legal to do? I should make something up like that. Social media personality. His TikTok is Jay and Sharon.
California.
I never seen his face, like legit. Like, you know how you see somebody's face, like really see their face, and then on Instagram they look always different or something like that. Never seen his face on video. That's pretty cool.
I'm a social media personality and also an entrepreneur, and
awesome.
I make about $120,000 a year.
Awesome.
I upgraded my wife's headphones to AirPods.
Yeah, I love his videos so much.
Scissors. She told me to do the dishes. Done.
Oh my gosh, this guy's hilarious. They're like funny jokes, guys. Like funny jokes that keep you scrolling and so on. I think they're funny. Now, could he do a whole 30-minute stand-up comedy? I don't know, but it'll be interesting. Social media brand deals are currently Jay's main source of income. Nice. His wife is gone.
Well, I was born and raised in Sunnyvale, California. Grew up with my mom and my
Sunnyvale. So I was right. It was Sunnyvale, not Sunny Valley. Where I got the valley
dad and my older brother. I grew up not far from this house, but this house we're sitting here right now is where I spent my high school years.
Nice. Jay currently lives with his wife, Sharon, and his mother. This is normal in Asian culture a lot of the times, and also Hispanic culture, Latin culture, I should say, where you can have your parents live with you. It's more normal than it would be like for Caucasian families and so on, like in the West. But yeah, it's pretty normal in Asian and Latin culture.
I started playing competitive basketball at the age of 12. I went on to play at a very elite high school basketball team.
Awesome. The thing is that this whole thing with sports is so hard to actually get there, and then you always run the risk of a potential injury or something crazy happening. So a lot of people get like scholarships and stuff like that, and then boom, they get injured.
From high school, I played Division II basketball, and after 2 years, I transferred to play Division I basketball.
Nice.
At USF. From college, I was able to play professionally in Taiwan.
What happened then? And by the way, this is awesome because it's not just, I know like it sounds like, oh, it's only like the NBA or you suck. No, there's like international teams that pay you money, like international leagues, which is fine too.
Yeah, I guess there is some negativity around the word cheap, but I feel like cheap to me has always meant smart.
Yeah. Not necessarily. If you want to see smart, go look at cheap. What is it called? Extreme Cheapskate. Not the smartest things out there, but I think cheap is okay. Frugal is a better word.
And smart with your money and not buying things that are...
Jay's typical monthly budget, $8,839. Again, guys, he has a high income. This is the budget, but let's see where it gets distributed. Hopefully the yellow is investing. Please let it be invested.
unnecessary.
Oh my gosh, crypto investing. This is not my favorite at all.
Expenses wise,
Dining out,
we
car
take the
insurance,
money we earn from
groceries,
social media and we cover all the living
utilities,
expenses.
phone. All right, so let's stop right there. All right, so $5,000 going towards crypto investing. By the way, let's be real here. Jay's income, if it's solely based just on, for example, social media, and I'm not assuming, for example, that he didn't make money by being a basketball player internationally, saved a lot, invested money, and now he has good money. I'm not saying that because I don't know that. But what I will say is that basically, if he is making this money, and that's all his money, and put it all into crypto, I will say it's very stupid. I'm just being real. And it's very risky too. It's super, super risky. What would I do? Invest your money into retirement accounts, bro. You got a business, you can set up, for example, an individual 401k. You can pay yourself a salary, and you can basically save a lot of money by just investing into boring assets. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And that'll make you very wealthy. Because if you lose this income, what are you gonna do then? It's insane. I never heard of this before. Car insurance, groceries are fine, utilities are fine, savings are great. But come on, that's crazy. That's crazy. $5,000 a month on crypto? Come on.
Which is basically...
And by the way, it's hard. Why does it keep doing this? And, you know, it's kind of crazy because you can't really change somebody's mind if it's been working. Because if he has been doing this and he's been making money, it's going to be hard to look at me here and be like, tell me, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm making a lot of money. But just look at history. Don't use me to judge. Just look at history.
Food and entertainment and utilities, internet, etc. From 12 a.m. to 3 p.m., that's the cheapest electricity. Feel free to use our outlets, charge your phone, your laptops, but after 3 p.m., make sure you unplug it.
You see what I'm saying? Like, things seem to be cool, like with these little things here and there, but like you're not being efficient because you're spending so much money on all this like crypto nonsense. I'm not a big fan of that. That's like almost $60,000 a year. That's like half his income that's being distributed into this very risky investment.
No, seriously, make sure you guys unplug it, okay? We're very blessed that
I think this is a joke.
my mom lets me live here for free, rent free.
Oh, she's the landlord. He lives with her.
She's a great landlord. So one of the drawbacks of living with your landlord is that she gets to put up random photos of her family. Good looking guy. Heard he's pretty successful too.
Interesting. So he lives with his wife and his mom is obviously most likely alone. Is this bad? I don't know. It's part of like their culture, and on top of this, it's part of like whatever they want to pick. You know what I'm saying? Picture this: if my mom is alone and she wants to come live with us, then that might be fine. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa, I guess.
There are some stigmas around living with your parents.
Yeah, there you go. Stigmas.
That I think are more bound to American culture, but
Yeah, see? Culture.
I think in the Asian cultures, it is so common for sons and daughters to live with their moms and dads. And it's not from an aspect of like mooching off them, it's an
Yeah, it's not mooching because you also help them pay for everything. So don't get that twisted.
aspect of, oh, we want to take care of our parents.
Yeah. Past life.
On paper, in college, I majored in business administration.
Which sucks. No offense. But I know a lot of people that study that. It's so vague and it's so like crazy. It's like throwing like a needle in like a large ass like thing. You want to like narrow down when it comes to like what you're gonna study. Business administration usually not a good degree.
But honestly, I just played basketball, so I majored in basketball.
Yeah.
My senior year of college, I got a random...
I like the other guy. There was a guy that went to college and he legit like got a real degree from college. Like he did the basketball thing, went to the NBA, but he also became a lawyer. and I think he opened up some Wendy's or something like that. I don't remember, but yeah, not to say this is wrong. This is very risky stuff.
An email from a basketball agent, and given that I wasn't a big fan of school and jumping into the real world, I just hopped on a plane and decided to sign a contract to play professional basketball for 2 years.
Joe made about $2,000 to $3,000 a month as a professional basketball player in Taiwan, the equivalent of 3 times 12, $36,000 a year on the high end, and 2 times 12, well, that's $24,000 a year, between $24,000 to $30,000 a year, right? But you also gain a lot of experience. You can bring that back to the U.S. and potentially make a lot of money if you do get into some, like, you know, major teams or whatever. I wondered if he saved any of that money, because we're talking about, for example, like $70K, but I'm not sure if he spent money on other things too. You know what I mean? Living there.
I felt a little bit burnt out. It was just so physically demanding, and I didn't feel like my body was holding up. My knees were starting to hurt.
Yeah. Basketball is not a joke, man. It's just a crazy ass sport. It's a really hectic sport.
The transition away from basketball was mainly just motivated by find something that was more long-term and potentially more lucrative.
Interesting. I mean, the thing is with sports is, right, if you get really good at it, right, you could also potentially maybe just play basketball for 5-10 years, and then it's lucrative enough to the point where you make so much money where you don't need to work again. But if like you're like an average player, not in the NBA, because the NBA average pay is like $400,000, a lot of money. But like you know, you're making like a normal salary almost. So I do get where he's coming from. Jay co-founded the Taiwanese startup Ubic. Interesting. Never heard about that. In 2016. What is it about? Ubic builds private networks for utility companies to connect things like water meters to a smart grid. Interesting. How does this guy go from basketball player, business management to Ubic? That's pretty crazy. Jay moved back to the States in April 2020 to help the company expand into the US market. Interesting.
My wife has a full-time job in biotech.
Nice.
She earns a salary, and she sends a good portion back to Taiwan to take care of her family.
That's the thing, you know. That's one big thing, like with Asian culture and also like Lang culture, and also African culture. Pretty much any culture that's not like American, actually, where once you do start making money, you have to take care of everyone, which can be very, very bad if your family takes advantage of you. So you gotta be very careful. My idea would just be like, if you want to send money over, set a percentage and then stick to it, because you got to take care of you too. You know what I'm saying? Because I know people that live in the US and they're basically just renting, don't have anything, and all they make is just building something over there in Africa or somewhere else, and they don't even live there. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be calculative about this stuff.
And the rest she saves up. So I'm not taking on a salary right now from my startup company, and I'm just going to be compensated in equity.
That's not bad. People do this often. If it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, you don't really got anything. Jay lives at his mom's house to save Ubic money. Nice. So he really cares about this company. In exchange, the company leases a Tesla for him. It's interesting. I like where people are willing to save money, and then where they're willing to be like less frugal, which is fine, by the way. I just wish like people like handle the important things first, and then got into like the liabilities and stuff like that. It's fine to have liabilities, like who cares? But it's important to like handle business first.
I found out that nearby my...
It's almost like everybody with a Tesla. It's like when you're a part of that stuff, like it's like if you're crazy on crypto, you're probably crazy on Tesla too. Like it's like part of that world.
House, just like a 10 to 15 minute walk, a 7-minute scooter ride, is some free EV charging stations.
Nice.
So the majority of the time I drive over to these free charging stations, I plug it in, and then I scooter back home.
Nice. Getting social. Jen and his wife Sharon started a TikTok page in July 2020. They have since gained $1.7 million and count. I mean, million followers and counting.
Make around $10,000 a month from brand deals.
That's awesome. I wonder how much she makes, because that's $10,000 that he makes, right? From, well, it's their thing, I guess, because she's also a part of it. But I wonder how much she makes from the biotech side.
And these brand deals, it's either 1 a month or 2 a month. The first time we ever got a brand deal was with this random night vision camera company.
Interesting.
When they threw an offer at us for $600, we were just in shock. Like, wow, people will actually pay us money to make creative videos.
Oh, that's the night vision thing.
And
11.1 million. Wow.
the thing is that throughout the whole process of making that ad, we really had a lot of fun. We've done promotion videos with brands like Ford, Xiaomi,
That's awesome.
eBay, just to name a few.
That's awesome.
Being at a startup.
Oh, I saw this video and I didn't even think it was like an ad, which is okay. I'm not like one of those people like put an ad on it. You know, I don't really care. But I thought this video was so creative. That's just awesome.
It's a complete grind. So I leave this type of social media stuff to the weekends on my free time. Sometimes I can go a month or 2 months without posting or touching any social media, and that's
interesting.
just because running a startup is just so demanding.
So it sounds like this is like a side hustle for him, and then the startup is what's really like what he's trying to do. I wonder how much money that thing makes.
We have brands reaching out to us daily, usually 3 to 5 a day, and because we have full-time jobs and we live such
That's so interesting, yo, right? These people, biotech, a startup, and plus this side hustle. That's awesome. Yo, social media is
a
awesome.
simple life that we have the luxury to kind of pick and choose who we want to work with.
That's really good, to have the ability to pick and choose what you want to do.
So the most lucrative single brand deal we've done is around $20,000 for a weekend's work of shooting and editing.
That's awesome.
But the brainstorming process took around 3 to 4 weeks to come up with a bunch of scripts and storyboards
Yeah, I mean, it's work.
to share with the brand.
Investments. This is what I'm so interested in.
I don't think I invest in the traditional way. I put
Definitely don't.
all my excess money in cryptocurrency. I buy Bitcoin, Ethereum. Every month I tuck away like $5,000 and invest that in cryptocurrency.
He's doing dollar cost average for cryptos. Fucking crazy, bro. It's fucking crazy. Jay has invested over 50,000 so far. So he's been doing this for like what, like 10 months?
I think I've just been brainwashed by the community here in Silicon Valley.
I think so.
I think I'm just under the influence of these peers of mine that crypto is going to take off. And
yeah. I mean, look, Jay, right? Let's be honest, right? Why not just like if you want to be this risky, why not just do half and half? You know, that's 30,000. You can max out your Roth. You can potentially max out, for example, your 401k. You max those out, and then you put the other money into, for example, into the crypto stuff. If it blows up so crazy, you're still gonna make a lot of money. And if it doesn't, you have a retirement account. I mean, come on. Like, what's that guy that does this stuff? Like, you know, like, come on. Come on, Jay.
to be honest, it has had some healthy returns, so I'm not complaining.
See, that's the problem. The healthy returns. It makes you get unlucky, making you think you're smart.
A big part of me being proud of being cheap has to do with my high school experience. I went to a private high school. I distinguished very early on that I wasn't going to be able to flaunt the way they were flaunting money.
That is interesting, because a lot of the times, if you're not careful, when you go to a private school or a public school, it just really doesn't matter. And you see kids, for example, having things that you don't have, you start to associate that, and then you ask your parents, why can't we have those things? And if your parents are not the best parents per se, but they have good intentions, they might say, well, I'm going to try harder. I'm going to get everything for my kid. Or they might tell you, hey, those people, those kids, what you see, what's shining, doesn't mean they actually are rich or wealthy. So don't associate that with actually having true wealth. And don't say this back in school because you're going to get beat up or whatever. But that's the idea, you know what I'm saying?
Drive the cars they were driving, wear the brands they were wearing. So I was just decided to put myself on the opposite end of the spectrum and make being cheap and frugal and utilitarian cool.
What does utilitarian mean? I forgot what it is. Like, you just got things that can be utilized for you? Something like that? Or actually util? I don't know.
I've never been one to buy like name brand stuff. I'm not willing to spend a premium for just a logo or a
I'll be honest with you. I have been that person when I was 19 years old, and it's cool, but it's not fulfilling. Like when you have them, it's like you feel like I got them, but it doesn't really make a difference in my life. So when you stop, and then when you don't have them, you're like, I kind of wish I had, you know what I'm saying, the real Supreme hoodie, but it really doesn't make a difference. You know, my Toyota is in the dealer right now because they're actually fixing it up. You know, so my cousin rented me a Mercedes, okay, and for a very low price, because if I could get them somewhere else cheaper, like a normal car, I would get that. But he rented it to me for a very cheap price, like $40 a day, and relative right now they're like $80 a day for like a car, any car. So I'm getting that car, and it's like, it's so nice to ride in that Mercedes. Like I feel so amazing, I feel so cool in it, and I'm just like, it's cool, but is it worth having to go fill this thing up every week versus my Prius was like once a month? It's cool, but is it worth having people look at me? Because that makes me super uncomfortable, because I think I'm gonna get robbed or something crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way I think. Like, it's cool, but is it that cool? I like those things and I will get those things, but once I have, like, you know, paid off home, a lot of money in investments, not crypto, and just like take care of the things you actually need.
Brand.
Jay's main splurge is dining out, which costs him around $1,000 a month. I don't even care about this $900. I'm gonna say $1,000 a month. Do I think that's crazy? Yeah, they're basically spending like $1,200 on food every single month. It's pretty crazy. It's very crazy. But again, they make a good amount of money. It's just that it's this whole thing, this whole crypto thing is sending me to rage.
We're not frugal about dining out, so every time we want to go to a restaurant or try some new place, we just go.
That's fine. They can afford it. Because guys, remember, right? This guy's building equity in this business. This lady maybe in bio maybe makes, let's say low, make $40,000 a year, plus 125. That's 165. And they spend, for example, like $13,000 a year on, for example, $13,000 divided, let's say, by $165,000 a year. That's only like around, multiplied by 100. That's only like around like what, like 7 to 8% of their budget. Relative to that, no big deal. But spending so much money on crypto is crazy to me.
And we're not very conscious about what budget we spend on food. We have like a small chunk of our monthly income that just goes to entertainment, whether that goes to...
Hey, he's wearing Nike. I just caught it. And she's wearing Levi. These are brands. Just kidding.
a little bit of travel or just doing some activities with friends.
Looking ahead.
If you were to tell me 2 years ago that I was going to be a social media personality with millions of viewers, doing brand ads.
I dropped a dime brain. I saw that video. He looks so different in real life versus his videos. I don't know what it is.
I'd be in disbelief, and here we are. We found out that...
Oh, she's pregnant, bro.
My wife is pregnant. It hasn't really settled in yet because I've only seen these like black and white photos. It doesn't even look human, so it has...
That's like I don't know, man. When I grew up and you heard this, it was like the worst news ever. You know what I'm saying? Like the worst news ever. I never got any news like that, honestly. But like in the environment I grew up, it was just like, she's what? It was like the worst news you could ever get. But it's such a beautiful thing when you're prepared for it and when you get it and you look at that baby as a blessing. It's amazing. That's awesome, man. It just made me think about that for no reason, but yeah.
It hasn't really settled in with me, and I haven't really changed any of my spending habits or saving habits.
Be careful, because once you have a baby, people that have babies become like the most unsensitive spenders out there. They buy whatever, so be careful.
Yeah, we decided to have this baby because we wanted a new character in our content.
He's funny. He's really funny.
And that was the cheapest way, is just to make your own character.
And then it's gonna be $12,000 a year for that character.
For your content, and we did it. Yeah. And we don't know whether it's a boy or girl yet. Judging by the photos, I mean, we're sure it's human.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks a little...
By the way, guys, I wonder, like, if you guys have kids, right, would you want to know if it's, like, the gender of it? Like, I don't know. Like, I want to do, like, the whole surprise thing, but I also want to prepare, because I'm also, like, a prepaholic.
I think that where I'm at in my career, I'm kind of in limbo.
What is he doing?
Where I'm still very, very personally vested emotionally and financially in my startup, and I really want that to succeed. But yeah, I mean, everyone I talk to about where I'm at right now. He's always trying to encourage me to just pursue this social media and creative passion.
I think you can do both. I think you guys are very smart because you're able to do this while you're also, I think you like your startup, right? And she likes her job. So if you can do both, that's awesome. I think going all in, it's fine for some people like I did, but it's not necessary all the time, right? I'm also thinking about going back to school and getting a degree in finance or getting certified in finance and then working at Wall Street or something crazy like that. I don't know. Like that might be like chapter 2, like being a professor in a college or something like that. So I have like that personal touch. But who knows? Who knows? Who really does know? It'll take my master's degree. But yeah, it's a good option. Like you always gotta be thinking about the future.
But I'm still quite firm that I see this startup through.
That's good. As long as it's not like a cash eater, not a cash cow. Like it just eats all your money and so on. That's not what you want. You want to be careful, you know, because some startups, they're meant to, for example, give you cash and not just, for example, trying to build up equity, because you building up equity is with the association that someday you're going to be able to, like, you know, sell it and then make a lot of money, or make it public and then make a lot of money. But if that doesn't work out, you also want to have the ability to take cash out of the business while you're actually doing the whole thing. So you can be like, okay, I'm going to be investing, let's say, all the money I get paid from here and do all this stuff, right? So instead of having the company lease out a Tesla, just buy a Toyota, like I did, a Prius, which you only fill up like once a month, which is awesome, honestly. Not a Mercedes though, right? Because they're nice, but Toyota's nicer, in my opinion, for right now. And then just like invest the difference, like for example, into some boring stocks. You know what I'm saying? Like index funds. I shouldn't say stocks. But yeah, this whole thing, man, with the whole like crypto stuff, going all in. I've never heard about this. I haven't met a single person that's actually done this until this video right here, and it scares the heck out of me. All right. It's like if you hit, you hit, but if you don't hit, you don't hit, right? And it's kind of crazy. Not my style at all. It's like investing in the gold rush, like all of your money. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Comment down below. What are your thoughts here? All crypto, all the time, every day, every hour. I'm scared. I'll see you guys tomorrow, though. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. Comment down below anything. Follow me on Instagram, Tiny Bryson, or send me a DM over there, or just call me. Link down below for free. More content here. My face is over here. Click it, subscribe, and long-term team out.